Hello, I'm Candace.
And I'm Humphrey. And together we are
Your
On the
the
Road
road
Scholars.
scholars.
We got through that.
Yes.
All right. So we are now in El Paso. We just left Monahan's Sand Hills State Park. And I have to tell you about this Colorado trip because, not Colorado, this El Paso trip. Normally we were going on, what is that, 10, Interstate 10?
Yeah.
And so there was an accident. So I was rerouted. No big deal. But it takes us through the pass, through the mountain pass,
Yeah.
which I didn't know it was going to do. So I go down, and then as soon as you go under this bridge, you see it. And of course, there's no way to get off at that point.
Oh man.
So I got my experience climbing a mountain and also going down, which I need, I guess, going into California. So that's a good thing. So we're in El Paso. We're going to stay the night here and go on into, well, I guess,
To
Arizona tomorrow.
New Mexico.
New Mexico
and then Arizona. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So where we been, Candace?
So after we left Loyd Park, the last time we were in Loyd Park in Grand Prairie, Texas, we went west and we went into Lake Colorado City, Texas. Really pretty spot. There's no access to the lake right now because they're having an algae bloom. So, you can look at it. We got some excellent pictures and video of that.
Yes.
And so that was really, really nice. Hadn't gotten cold yet and it wasn't hot. So it was perfect weather. Perfect weather.
Great hiking trails, too.
Yes, we did
Great
go on some hiking trails. Yep.
What else?
So next,
Monahan, Sand Hills State Park, just on the other side of Odessa. So when we got there, first of all, I didn't know there were sand hills.
and we're talking about sand dunes, y'all, not just, little hills, whatever. These are sand hills you can slide down. You can, they have these discs, these plastic discs you can get from them, wax the bottom of it and slide down the hill like you're climbing these sand hills and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to see the beach, right? But there's no beach.
It's better than beach sand.
It is so fine and it's so cool to the touch, like this is kind of perfect weather right now to go there because it's not hot. It's just now starting to get cold at night.
Yes.
But 70, 75 during the day, perfect weather to go out there exploring, hiking through the sand hills. It was really nice.
Yeah, and we were there a little bit longer than we wanted
Yeah.
because our license plate tags expired. I'm going to say this nicely as I can. They weren't delivered on time.
So what wasn't delivered on time? So what happened was the dealer tag from when we bought it, remember we bought it at the beginning of November and it only outlasts 30 days. So it was expiring. While we were in Livingston at our domicile address, we were waiting for the mail to come with our title from the dealer.
But it did not show up.
It did not come.
And so we were told, we had called around, and this is why we left Livingston, because we were told that we could get our title. We talked to people actually at the state of Texas, said we could get our title transferred anywhere
In Texas.
Well, actually, that's not totally true.
Right.
If it is a new purchase, it has to be done where you live, where your domicile
in the
is,
county,
in the county
where you live.
domicile.
Yes.
So, by the time it got here, I think it was either the 30th or the 1st.
It was the 1st.
The 1st of December. We had them send it to us because we both have to sign the title.
Right.
And we didn't want to take the RV 585 miles one way back. It's almost a 1,200 mile round trip. So We had them send it to us. It came, well, it was supposed to get here the next day. It didn't. It was supposed to get here Friday, which would have been 2 days later.
It didn't.
And they texted said, well, it won't be until Monday. And that's when my patience is short.
FedEx.
And so FedEx. Yeah. And so after this long drawn out conversation with the people at FedEx who could just repeat company line, it's not a thinking thing. No. The recorder had said we could actually pick it up where it was. And it said it was in Fort Worth. Actually, it wasn't in Fort Worth. It was in Monahan on Friday. We could have picked it up Friday.
Yeah, they just didn't. I guess they got it and it wasn't in time for them to deliver to us at the park.
And so it was really stupid. I'm being nice. I'm being really nice. So we told the guy this. The guy was just repeating, well, we can't deliver it to Monday. We can't deliver it to Monday. We can't deliver it to Monday. And I said, guy, the recorder said we could pick it up where it is right now. Oh, like.
We had to go through 3 people. The third person, I guess, was the one that could make the decision, for them to, I don't know. But it was 3 people that we went through. Finally, they said, hey, here's an address where you can pick it up.
On Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah.
So, of course, DMVs are closed. Mm-hmm. Tax assessors' offices are closed. So we had to plan on making the trip. So we did actually pick it up Saturday. Actually, the FedEx driver called us, and we met her there, and wherever it was supposed to be delivered. And it was fine. Perfect. So then I make the trip down. I'm going to go all the way down Sunday, sleep, get there first thing in the morning, hand her all this paperwork that we had talked to people about. We had it all laid out. And
they're still missing stuff.
Still needed stuff.
They needed proof of residency, so you had to get your license changed over.
So
right?
That was a solution, because she was saying, well, I need a water bill, I need a card. I'm like, we have the address, this is the address where it was shipped to. It says it right here on the title. That wasn't good enough. So I just went to the DMV, changed my license. Bam, that one was done. Came back. There was one other thing that I needed.
Well, the inspection, we did the inspection.
We got the inspection. We had that there.
But the inspection had already been done. Remember?
Well, this was the other part. Well, first of all, the place where we got it didn't fill the title correctly, but fortunately it was something that we could do. We also needed the bill of sale, which is in contention. This is a drama.
Yes.
That we'll have to unfold, and we'll tell you about that once it's resolved. But I filled out the title with the missing information. We also, she was looking at the inspection, which we had done maybe 2 days earlier, and everything was fine, but for some reason it wasn't showing up. It was saying, well, you can't proceed.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Well, then we're looking at it, and this was her first. She's been working there 20 years. She said, this is the first time I've ever had this happen. And I'm like, this is par for the course.
Of course it would be us, right?
And I got there. I was the first person there at 8 o'clock. So now it's probably, after all this, it's probably around 10. I have everything. Yeah. And she enters it all in the computer, and it's not accepting the inspection. So we go through all of this and realize that, well, it was already a Texas title. It already had an inspection, so it wasn't accepting a new inspection.
Right.
But if we went ahead and paid for the inspection whatever price that was, then we don't have to get another one until 2023.
Right.
So let's do it. So that part's resolved. And then she just went in and she said, I wonder what would happen if I just clicked no here. And she was talking to regional people at her regional office from the state to try to resolve this. And she says, I wonder what will happen if I click no. So she clicks no. And I can't remember what the question was, but it allows her to bypass whatever it was as long as we paid for the inspection through 2023.
Right.
And so, problem resolved.
It worked. We got license plates.
So she says, hey, let's not argue. We talked to everybody. I know everything here is correct. I mean, she was just looking at everything. She says, unfortunately, I have to charge you what's on the bill of sale. So our taxes were a little bit higher than normal. And of course, they don't have any banks, and their fee is 2.5%.
2.5%
to use our credit card.
Oh my gosh.
For the state of Texas. Come on, state of Texas. That's a ripoff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, that's a ripoff.
Especially in Polk County. Now, this county, y'all, is where escapees, there's a lot of full-time RVers that are domiciled there.
Yes.
They're making money hand over fist on registrations.
Just registering people.
And titles and all that for these RVs.
And
it's an RV county.
It's Escapees is an RV town.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a little community centers. They have a place where elderly people can retire and actually live there. They have places where they can take care of them. They have
deeded lots.
Deeded lots, yes.
And people can buy a lot and live in a little house with a big RV parking right next to them. And still
have the sense of community.
Yes.
So what I love that about this place. Mm-hmm. And then they can still and they meet people. Mm-hmm. And so some of them have lost all their family.
Right.
So this is their community. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful idea. So hats off to Escapees, Livingston.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
And so,
okay.
So anyway, did all this and made the trip back.
Yeah.
And this time I just didn't stop, because at this point I wanted to get there so we could get in Monahan's. We wanted to go to Midland, get the oil changed and everything done today, the lube and everything. We haven't done that. And so we changed the filters, air filter, oil filter,
fuel filter,
lube and oil.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Crank it up. It starts, then it stops. Now, this thing has never done that, right? Except when somebody who shall not be named didn't put it in gear right. But this wasn't it. It was running and it just stopped. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like what's going on?
So they changed the oil and now, it's having a problem starting? Come on.
And so they changed the fuel filter. And so basically he said, I think we got some air. He said, it's not a problem. He said, I think it's an air in the line. Just pump the gas a little bit, crank it up. So we did that, had to do it a couple of times. Then it started right back up like it always does.
Yeah.
And it ran fine. This is 300 some odd miles from Monahan to Anthony, Texas, where we are, just north of El Paso.
Yeah, we're right on the border of Texas and New Mexico.
And so we're at the Welcome Center. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to boondock here for tonight and then go into an escapee park in
Benson, Arizona,
outside of Tucson.
Yeah.
And then we'll make one more stop, I think, in Quartzsite.
Quartzsite. Uh-huh.
And then we'll go into
California.
Cali Lake.
Yep.
And California. And so this feels really good. I'm just going to...
And let me just give my 2 cents on Monahan Sandhills State Park. Okay, we were there for a whole week. I was there when he left Sunday. That left me there. I was there Sunday night by myself. This would be the night that high winds would come into the park. As I'm here with the dog with Riddick. We didn't have the big awning out. We had all the little awnings out. And I'm getting into bed and I hear this. It sounded like a train. And I'm like, what? What sounds like a freight train? There's no freight. But I'm hearing all the awnings, you know, and they're bouncing up against the RV. And I'm like, and the wind is like whipping. It was gusting. I don't even know how, you know, how fast it was going. But I was like, it would happen tonight while I'm here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cold. It got so cold. So I'm out in 40 degrees. I have to walk outside, get the little thing, and put all the awnings up by myself. And then I had to get the chairs. Everything was blowing away. So I had to get all the chairs and everything and put them underneath. I was like, oh my gosh.
And now I didn't experience this. And now what's so funny is the hills, the sand hills actually are higher than the RV. So, you know, we had the wind, it wasn't bad. But this was something I didn't get a chance to experience.
Yeah, the wind was blowing, and as I was outside, me and the dog were outside. I think we were actually having some kind of sandstorm, a small sandstorm, because he had it all in his face.
And it's all in the seat.
And it's all in the seat.
She had the vacuum the seat before we sat down to do this.
It was
we didn't
everywhere.
realize it's just a bunch of sand.
It was like we were at the beach.
Have a good car vac.
Yeah,
we haven't even we have tried our vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
But we just use the car vac for this.
Yeah.
So right now we have our license tags, we have our inspection sticker, and it's good until 2023. Yes.
Yay.
We had the oil change. It ran like a top from Odessa to here. So we're looking good. So we just want to make sure we stay on top of the maintenance. There's some other little things that we're going to try to figure out.
Yeah.
But it's good, man. This is great.
We love our little machine.
Great.
Or our big machine. We love our big machine.
Yes, and I learned how to do night pictures on my camera.
Yeah.
And I have some very nice shots of the sky at night in Monahan. I wish I had a better camera. It is beautiful.
So beautiful.
The sunsets and the sunrises are amazing. And people who live there come there just for the sunrises and sunsets.
Yeah, they do. Because they're amazing. You sit on top of the hills, the sand hills, at sunrise and sunset, and it's just these colors.
Yes.
That you've never seen before.
It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And then we've never gone through this pass in El Paso.
Never.
I've never seen those mountains up close like that. It was just amazing. And I'm so busy looking at him, making sure he's okay that and I'm driving, so I couldn't get my camera out and take any pictures of it, but it was
And the
gorgeous.
overlook is not on the side where we were.
No.
Because I would have pulled over.
And
once you come over the pass and you look down, it is just a beautiful picture.
Yeah. It's the road, was it 357 or 375?
Something like that.
Anyway, it goes through Fort Bliss. So if you take that road through Fort Bliss and then comes back around and joins 10, that's the pass, the mountain pass.
That's where the pass was.
Gorgeous.
And
gorgeous
it is
mountains.
Gorgeous. So
yeah.
we love it. We're having a good time. We just wanted to update you.
Because we hadn't.
Thank you for supporting us.
Yes.
Continue to press the like and share buttons and also subscribe. The next Tucson, Quartzsite, and then California. And we're going to be in California for 40 days.
Yeah. And we might hit Joshua Tree.
We might hit Joshua. She's trying to convince me to go to Joshua Tree
because there's a couple of spots in there that I want to look at. So.
And so, being the good husband that I am,
if we get a chance,
I don't mind because we're tired.
Right.
Okay? So I can explore these places. But my picture of Joshua Tree, I'm trying to.
That's not. Joshua Tree is a very big place. Y'all know that. It's kind of large. And there's a spot, there's a campground called Jumbo Rocks. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But they got these pretty red rocks. And it's a campground right there, and you can stay right by the rocks. So we'll see.
We will go and see. And it's not just one of these desert places
But
that
it is the
sounds
desert.
good.
It is the desert.
Because I'm not impressed with Palm Springs either, to be quite honest. But maybe I'm not seeing the right part of Palm Springs and Joshua Tree, because Joshua Tree, it looked like a rock. And
It probably is a rock. I mean,
it just,
it's the desert, though. It's the desert. It is.
a non-beautiful desert is what I remember. Now, but I'm told that it's not. So maybe I saw something different. And so I'm always open to being wrong,
Okay.
especially about places where I visit.
It's not Sedona.
I'm
So if you're
not expecting
Sedona,
Sedona.
you're not going to get it.
I'm not expecting a town with a truck stop and trash, and
Oh, no. I don't know what it looks like now.
that's what I saw. But I might have just, like I said, I just passed through it.
You were on the main road.
Maybe it won't outskirt. I don't know what I saw, but I remember being Joshua Tree, and I remember people telling me how beautiful this was, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Anyway,
But
we will explore it if we get a chance, so that I can show him that maybe it's not
what I think it is.
what you thought it was.
And I don't want it to be what I think it is.
I don't either.
I want it to be what you think it is.
What I've seen in the past, but then again, I haven't been there in over 20 years, so.
And then you
It
can
might
also
have
show me the
changed.
beautiful part of Palm Springs.
The beautiful part of Palm Springs are the resorts. Am I right? It's the resorts.
Okay.
Because I've stayed at the resorts, so that's the
Okay.
beautiful part. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching and subscribing and liking and sharing. We'll see you next time.